Suppose you have been given the two strings A1 and A2 and you have been told to draw a Turing machine that can calculate the concatenation of these two, A1, A2. So the output of the Turing machine after processing will be A1, A2. Or we say that you have been given n factorial. So draw a Turing machine for calculating n factorial. So what will be the input? The value of n. And after processing, the Turing machine will give you the answer of n factorial. N square. You want to find the n square or adding two numbers. So these things that we can do through the Turing machine. So that's why we say that it is a small computer, Turing machine. So what is the model of the Turing machine? So now this is an input tape that has been divided into the cells on which we are writing the given input, right? And then we have the finite control as we have in the finite automata, and this is a read-write head. Till date what we have done is read head, but now we have a read-write head. We are reading and we are writing onto the tape as well. If there is a need of overwriting something onto the cell, so we are overwriting. So now, and secondly, read write head, and the movement can be on the left and right side both. Now write down the formal definition of Turing machine. A Turing machine is a 7-tuple, namely capital Q, sigma, tau, delta, Q node, B and capital F. So what is capital Q? Finite non-empty set of states. Capital tau is a finite non-empty set of tape symbols. The symbols that can be used for writing onto the tape while writing. Right, so we have two components, reading and writing. So first input string has been given and second is the output. So output will be composed of which characters? So tau. And then B belongs to capital tau and it is a blank. What is sigma? Non-empty set of input symbols and is a subset of capital tau and small b. So sigma is a subset of capital tau and small b. Sorry, capital tau and small b does not belong to sigma. Sigma is subset of capital tau and small b, matlab blank, does not belong to sigma. And what is delta? Delta is a transition mapping from so present state is Q, we are providing the input X, next state is Q dash, we may replace it with some another character. So it can be Y, and what is the direction of the head? Either left or right. And Q node belongs to capital Q, and this is the start state, and F is subset or equal to capital Q. So then write down representation of Turing machine. Representation of Turing machine. So before that write, yes, first is representation by instantaneous description. Representation by instantaneous description. Write down the definition of instantaneous description. An instantaneous description of a Turing machine, capital M, is a string A, beta, gamma. So A is a input symbol that is to be read at this moment. Capital B is the present state of the capital M, finite automata or push Turing machine, comma, the entire input string is split into A and gamma. Right? So gamma is the unprocessed part of the string, and this is that has been processed. The first symbol gamma is the first symbol of gamma is the current symbol A. The first symbol of gamma is the current symbol small a under read write head and gamma has all the subsequent symbols of the input string. Comma, and the string alpha is the substring of the input string formed by all the symbols to the left of small a. So, suppose you have been given the input string A1, A2, A3 up to AN. So, if two characters has already been processed and we are at some state Q, this is the current symbol to be processed, right? And A4 up to AN. So this is your alpha, this is the present state, this is A and this is gamma. This is your instantaneous description. Then second representation is representation by transition table. Representation by transition table. So in this way you represent the moves in the transition in the Turing machine by transition table. So this is the present state Q1. If the B symbol is there on the under the reader head, so what action to be taken? B will be replaced by 1, head will move towards left, and next state will be Q. So this is how you are mentioning the moves into the transition table. Then next is transition diagram, right? So in transition diagram, how you will be mentioning it? You are starting with Q1, this is the initial state, right? And suppose B is the input symbol, you are replacing this B with 1 and moving towards left, and next state will be. So this is how you are drawing the transition diagram. So moves are represented like this in the transition diagram. So then write down language acceptability by Turing machine. Language acceptability by Turing machine. So write down, let us consider the Turing machine capital M. Let us consider the Turing machine capital M equal to Q sigma tau delta Q naught B and capital F. Full stop. A string small w, a string small w in sigma star is said to be accepted by capital M, is said to be accepted by capital M if Q node W, we start processing with Q node, we provide W as the input string, we applied number of moves on it, alpha 1, P alpha 2. For some P belonging to capital F and alpha 1 comma alpha 2 belongs to tau star. Right? So after processing the full input string, we are ending up at a final state, and there are some symbols that are left when we have overwritten the symbols onto the table. So they are alpha 1 and alpha 2. So this is language acceptability by the Turing machine. And write down the very important last line over here. This is the part of acceptability. M does not accept W. Capital M is a Turing machine and small w is the input string. So capital M does not accept small w if the machine capital M, if the machine capital M either halts in a non-accepting state, or does not halt. So see over here I have put some horizontal lines. It means there is no move corresponding to this. So if we are come across with the situation that Q3 is the present state and B is the input symbol, there is no movement further. So here the machine halt, and it is halting at a non-accepting state. Or sometimes what happens is the Turing machine is in an infinite loop, so it is not halting. So at that time it is not acceptable. So is it clear till then? Should I have on? There are two fundamental points that you need to take care of. So write down the first. The fundamental objective in scanning a symbol, the fundamental objective in scanning a symbol by the read-write head is to know what to do in the future. Full stop. The machine must remember the past symbols scanned. The machine must remember the past symbols scanned. Full stop. The Turing machine can remember this. The Turing machine can remember this by going to the next unique state. Right? Next one. So write down second point. The number of states must be minimized. Second point is the number of states must be minimized. This can be achieved by changing the states. This can be achieved by changing the states only when there is a change in a written symbol, only when there is a change in the written symbol, or when there is a change in the movement of the read-write head. So we will see these 2 points. By looking at one example, finally last example I'll say. Design a Turing machine, capital M. Write down the example. Design a Turing machine, capital M, to recognize the language right? So how can you do by matching ones, twos and threes must be equal in number. So we start with 1, right? So corresponding to 1, we replace this 1 with blank. We start in the starting, we replace with 1 with blank. Whenever we found 1, we replace it with blank. Now we start moving towards right. And then whenever we found first 2, we will replace it with blank. Then we start finding 3. If we come across blank, third 3, then we are replacing it with blank. Then we start going back and start finding the first 1, leftmost 1, right? So this is the leftmost 1. Again, this process starts. The same process again starts, right? So there will be some situations where there is no moves. 1, 2 is matched but 3 is not there. So there is a halt of machine at not accepting statement. Right. So write down the moves and then we'll look at it.